Hey traders, Parker here with a video on the scanner, A1 with the rangefinder scanner. So for the most part, this will be the daily. This is the weekly one. But we're gonna be showing you things on the from the weekly and the daily. So let's go back to the chart, and we're going to look at some of these A1 rangefinder for the day. That should be that one. Let me make sure. There we go. The one for the day. And these are the stocks. The criteria you saw it was anything between $1 and $50 and a million volume. So we're going to go back to the chart and we're going to start with the one with the most volume. And this is TSHA. You can see what the rangefinder did on the 5-minute one. I have it set for 12. This is the hour. This is the daily and this is the weekly. And I have my weekly set at 13, my daily set at 21. Sometimes I set this one to 63 just so it lines up with my quarters. But for the most part, this is my 21. And you can see how this stock broke above this range right here. We can actually zoom in and see what it looks like on a day. It has 2 times volume. That's why this to the buying side. That's why this candle is white, but it's just sitting up here, floating up here in space. So for the most part, I would look for it to at least go to 240. I will put a line here just for reference from the previous range, and I'll make that one small. And the other ones on there right now are the weekly, and those will be the thicker lines. And I'll do one more. We do one more just in case of pullback or anything. But for the most part, this is what it did today. And we can see our support and resistance level. These are ones on the daily. These thicker ones are the ones on the weekly. And you can see right here, hit this daily one, but it was able to overcome it later on. But for the most part, using the range indicator, you could have got in right here on this pullback, and you can look at it as relatively low volume pullback. You got your warning sign right there saying that it was an anomaly, saying that this range is too the difference in the closing where it closed here to here is above average while volume is below average, and it usually show up as an anomaly. And you got this push up back into it, so you risk here. Sure, you'll risk possibly going down further to 121, 124, but you can look at like this 136 up to this next field, to the next one, to the next one, and possibly this previous range high right here, this purple line right here. And that's pretty much how this trade worked out, or could have worked out if you was looking at it. And even in the pre-market, if you let this possibly come close to this previous range high right here for a small pullback, and then it pushed above, and then you can see right here, that's all the stock did was just range. And you can see how it's using this prior low right here and this high right here to create the range. And then you have the 50 being this white line, and your 61.8 being the top of this green, and this red being your 38.6. So you can look right here, you have another breakout, and this is what it's doing after market, create another range using this low right here and this high. So, and we can go to the weekly. Here's the weekly right here, and you can see right here it's gonna have to deal with this weekly area of resistance right here, possible area of resistance 240. So I don't know if it was news on this or not, but I'm pretty sure it was. So we'll just go to the latest news, or the first news. Private placement financing, some clinical stuff, and I guess it was an earnings play. But for the most part, you can look at this one maybe possibly for a continuation. Has a huge amount of volume because it's the first day of the week. It's gonna say it's the same amount of volume here as well. So that's one of the stocks that was on the daily list. This one right here, they had an offer by I can't remember the other name, but a bid to take over the company. And this is U.S. Steel, United States Steel Corporation. And you can look after the breakout happened way back here. What was this, 3 o'clock in the morning? So you can see where it made the breakout, broke above this range, and it pretty much traded within this range for the most part of the day. And if you're a scalper and you would just take picks right here, you just take plays right here, especially in this lower, let it dip, sell, buy here, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. And it's basically what the computers were doing. And basically, you would have wanted to wait for it if you want to. You can look at this area as an accumulation area, and you can get this push here. You had a low volume pullback, and you can look at the unbalanced volume in that as well. So let me pull the unbalanced volume out of the volume. But you can look right here at all this noise right here, and then you got your squeeze. This yellow dots represents your squeeze, and you can see the squeeze going through its different phases. Blue is a tight squeeze. I mean, just a squeeze, regular squeeze. Then you have it tighter, and the squeeze getting tighter and tighter, and then it start loosening up as it goes through there. So it's just phasing through. And you can see with the unbalanced volume, it stayed green the whole time. Yeah, it went dark green here, but you can look at the amount of volume just being so low in this area, even though it was selling. You had this big push afterwards. So, but the unbalanced volume was continuing up, and you can see how that trend just continued on. Then you had this huge push right here at what was it, 150 on U.S. Steel. So that's pretty much how that one worked out, or would have worked out. We can go to the daily. You can see this is what it looks like on the daily. A huge amount of volume pushed above all these different areas of resistance. This is the hourly. I have my hourly set for 8, but for the most part, this is your breakout on the hourly at 29. And if you were to get the indicator, you can actually do the range finder, and I have this set for 8 too, so it's an hourly. I have this set for an hour and 8 hours, and it'll alert you to the different breakouts. I'm probably gonna add a sound to this, or add a sound to the actual scan. Oops. And this is what it looks like on a weekly. It got stopped up here on this weekly high, but it's above this daily resistance area right here at $30. So you may get a pullback to $30.17 on a daily, but it's above all this, so you could actually say this is a gap. Excuse me, this would be a weekly gap right here. Zane, I don't know anything about this one. How much volume? It has 24 million volume. I don't like it just off the rip, just looking at it. I don't like it. It didn't do anything after the market opened up either. It's just sitting up here in the sky. Most likely it's gonna fall. This is what it did on the hourly. Didn't go anywhere. What was the news sector update? Crude oils and share spike higher. What was the initial news? So been acquired, merger acquisition. Not interested now. I'm not marking anything out. I think this is Comcast. Yep, Comcast. I think this is an earnings play. I didn't. Did I even look at this one? This is what it did on the hourly, and basically just ranged up after this big move here. Just ranged and then broke above that range right there. So we can maximize this sell. This is what it did on the today. This is where it was stuck in this range from the previous couple of days. I guess this would be Friday and this would be Thursday. And you had just this breach right here, but I believe it's an earnings play. So they had earnings on 7/24. So no, it's not an earnings play. I guess something else good happened. But you can see right here when it made the range, you can risk right here and see it push above. And if you haven't already seen the little the targeting system that I'm still working on, I think this is it. Yeah, this is it right here. Just set that to 13, and I'm gonna cut that off. It's giving you double bubbles just because the way it's set up. Let me take this one off and leave this one on with the targeting system. So with the targeting system, if you were to, I'm gonna have to do another scan, because once it, so there's another range here between the 78.6 fib and the top of the range. I chose the mid to activate this, the middle of this range to activate the actual range, targeting system to come on. So I'll probably do another alert system once the stock enters into that area to alert the trader, alert whoever that this is going on. Or I'll probably do a scan for it once the stock breaks above that middle area between the 100 and the 78.6 field. So if you were to get in this preemptively, you would have gotten in at $43.75. I think I have this set at 10,000. Only 1,000. And you're risking. Anyway, I have it set at 1,000. So if you're risking $2,000 of that, 20% of that. So if you were to, this is according to ATR. Let me do this. Fit studies, so we can see everything. So if you were to get into this stock before, or place your preemptive order before it actually broke above, if your loss would have been only 3%, so you lost 76%, and this stop loss is set at 1 times ATR. You can change that, or you'll have the ability to change that. And this first target is set at 2 times ATR, and that would have been $152, and that would have been 7.73% in profit, and so on and so forth if this stock continues up. I think I had this one set at 2, 3, 5, and 8 times ATR, and that's how I did the targeting system. But for the most part, this is Comcast. Looking at it on the weekly, we'll just put one here. And this is the one that overcame, and we'll do one for our previous one as well. So that's what Comcast overcame on the weekly. And we go to the daily. Some of these are going to line up, some of them aren't. I feel as though that should be okay. You can say that one, but it's already broke above. But I'll do that one just because I want to see where it actually lands. Oops. And we'll zoom into it, and it actually use this one as support, or you can say this is where it gapped up and it hasn't retraced back yet, but it's breaking above on the daily, and the unbalanced volume is showing you the constantly buyers are coming in, or potential buyers are coming in. So we go to the daily, and this is what we got. I'm looking for any of those support and resistance lines on this 5-minute chart. I don't see any. Up until 48. So this stock could potentially continue going up at least to 48. That's what I see is the next possible resistance zone up here. But for the most part, that so we'll go to the next stock. AUR. It has 9 million volume. I may have looked at this one a while back, just from the lines I see that are on there. Oops. So pushing into it, it broke up on the weekly. So it broke up. Let's see. It's breaking out again on a daily, but it actually broke out back here, 219. So this has the potential to reach up to this last range up here. So I'm gonna put one right there as well, and we'll put one on our previous range and get this bottom right here. And yeah, this doesn't really look that great. I don't know why this stock went up, but let's go to the daily. You have something here. On the daily, it actually broke out here, and even on the weekly, it broke out here. You can see how it created the range. It came to the bottom of this range, pushed back above. So this is what it looks like. It broke it. This is that same breakout on the daily chart, and it's breaking out again. So it could continue to push up. This is a nice stock. Why did it go up today? I don't see any information, but let's go to see if we can find an initial breakout. 626. That was right. 605 or 6 or Spain Global Auto Industry Company. So it's an auto company, or it does something with auto. Join the Russell 3000. Right, upgrade. You got to upgrade. It has a buy rating and $5 price target, and it's close to it. So that's this stock right here, Aurora Innovations. So just be on the lookout for this stock right here. Let's see what it did on the 5 minute. It only got 9 million volume, so just be careful about it just not having a lot of volume. This was the case on the 5 minute chart. Here's your big push right there, and PGN. It don't have a lot of. It didn't have a lot of volume either. It only has about 6 million volume. I don't think I want to do those. I probably gonna just move to the weekly after this one. The weekly scan. I might have to push my volume threshold up. So we'll mark out some areas on here for the weekly. Get these. And this is where we are right here. And where are we on the daily? So I would say this one probably can push up to here. Possibly push up to here. It has a lot of volume, at least for these couple of days. Got a lot of volume back here. So let's move to the weekly scanner. We looked at that one. These don't have a lot of volume, so I'm kind of suspect about those. But this one's steadily pushing up, but it's pushing up on low volume. I don't know. I think this is a healthcare stock, so that might be why it's pushing up. Yes, no, it's consumer staples. I don't know. I was thinking with the name. This is what we're looking at on daily. What does the weekly look like? Weekly, possible. It's about to hit this target 138. Possible areas of support and resistance. But you're getting caution signs all the way up. This is no volume pushing this up. So I would say this is not this move is not predicated on volume. This is just going up. Jupiter Wellness. This is 710 or possibly 626. So they bought some drink company on the 10th. What was this one? 626. So somewhere around here. Spin out dips in the common RSM. Blood and alcohol detox drink. I don't know. I don't see any volume pushing this up anymore from here. Even on the daily, I think it was the same way. You don't have any volume pushing this thing up from there, and it's just been going up. And I don't like that, just because I need volume for confirmation, and this is telling me something else. This is not a good move. Maybe the news is good, but it's not attracting a lot of volume. And the average volume on the day, over 21-day period, is only 1 million. So I would stay away from this one. And this is what it looked like on a daily. I don't know. I don't like this one. So, and plus it's a dollar stock. So this is Neogen Corporation. I don't know what it does. It only has 1 million volume. So I don't think I'm going to look at any of these other ones just because they don't have any more. They don't have any volume, and that's what you really need, volume, to create interest. So let's go to another scanner. I don't like what I'm seeing, so I'll just go to my 52-week high scanner. My 52-week high looks for things between $1.50, and I might need to push my deal up over 1 million. We're getting some of the same stocks here. This green right here is saying they have an average volume over 20. I'll show you this. They have an average volume over a 21-day period greater than 2 million. And that's what you'll see green. The other ones that don't, you might not want to mess with them. But on average, these do. So AAOI is a stock that I've played. And I was thinking about playing it again because it pushed back up. So this is what it looks like on a daily. I have a lot of these lines punched out on it. But for the most part, you can see where it broke above out of this small downtrend right here, and it pushed above. I think that's when I got in. I got out of it somewhere over here, I believe. But for the most part, no, I was in this thing at like $6, and I rode it up to 14. I know I sold like half of my shares somewhere up in here, but for the most part, I rode it up here. So yeah, but this one's making new 52-week highs. And it's you could say the volume is dropping off, but for the most part, you're getting these warning signs too on a daily. Warning sign on a weekly. Well, this is the first candle, so we gotta wait. Just got this high wick right here. because beforehand you could have said this is a shooting star, but it's hitting this resistance level. Yeah, you got to close above it, so it could possibly go to 17, but I'm unsure on the volume on a daily, but on a weekly you got a surge in volume. So this will be another good candidate. I'm gonna set an alert on this one for 14. Where is it right now? So it's already, so it hit 15 today. So I'm gonna do a set alert for 14.75, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. If tomorrow is gonna be a better day for the market, and we can look over here on the ES. It pretty much held its gains today, versus what it had been doing was going up and then dropping, going up and then dropping. You can see that throughout. It didn't go up out here. But for the most part, we can come back over here and see what the market is doing. It pushed above today when it broke above this past area of resistance. This purple line represents the bottom of this previous range. Broke above and pushed above. But this is what it did on a daily, or this is where it is on a daily. Got a warning saying that this push, this range between closes is small, is greater than average, and volume is less than average. So it's just a warning sign. But anything can happen. I don't have any lines on here right now. I think I took them off. But for the most part, this is what's going on a daily, and we'll zoom in, and I will take that off to fit studies, so we have a better picture of what's going on. And we can draw a field from here to here. And you can see right here where it got stopped. It stopped right there on that past range high right there. And it's broken out. It broke out over here. So this is pretty much the end of the video. I just wanted to show you the scan for the rangefinder indicator and the actual watch list column as well. So here's your watch list column for your rangefinder, and the numbers just represents the ranges. I mean, what's going on? Like a number 1 is a breakout. Number 2 is greater than its range top. Number 3 is greater than 50% of the range. 4 is less than 50% of the range, and then you got 5 being below range, and 6 being a breakdown below the range. So that's how this range. That's how it will sort the stocks for you. But if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys taking the time out to listen to what I had to say, and I hope that it was helpful and informative. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing you with some of the things I've experienced and some of the knowledge I've gathered over time in the market. I wish you the best, and God bless.